Good evening, friends. Shabbat Shalom. It is night 35 on the Elul Screen challenge, working our way towards Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the Day of At-One-ment, and we're reading passages from Inner Work, Avodat Hashem, the teachings of Rav Ashlag. We're on page 59. We are prepared to give to others what is precious to ourselves, according to the measure of our Emunah. We are prepared to give to others what is precious to ourselves, according to the measure of our Emunah. So, when we have something that we hold precious, we don't want to give that away. We want to hold on to it, want to keep it for ourselves. But we are prepared to give that which we hold precious and dear to ourselves. When we are prepared to give that to others, it all depends upon the level, the amount of embodied faith that we have, the amount of Emunah. The higher the Emunah, the more we're prepared to give what is precious to ourselves, to others. When we are here to support others on their journey, because we know that they are an extension of ourselves, and that when they heal and when they awaken, we heal and we awaken because they're an extension of ourselves, then we're prepared to sacrifice what we hold dear, our time, our money, our energy, in order to support them in their movement towards healing and awakening. Many people say they believe in God, but these are just words. Believing in God, Emunah, is something glorious and internal, and is not determined by what we say at all. Many people say they believe in God, but these are just words. Believing in God, Emunah, is something glorious and internal, and it is not determined by what we say at all. Emunah is measured by how much we are prepared for God to give up our self-centeredness. Emunah is measured by how much we are prepared for God to give up our self-centeredness. So people can say they believe in God till the cows come home, day and night, how much faith they have. But these are just words, just words. True belief in God, true Emunah, embodied faith, is something glorious and internal. Something glorious and internal. It's not something you shout around, that you publicize from a soapbox. It's something glorious and internal, something that is inside of you. It's in your being, and then manifests and expresses itself through your being, not just through your words. Words can be, say one thing and actions are completely different. Words can be completely empty. So true Emunah is glorious and internal and not determined by what we say at all. It's all about our being, our state of consciousness, our state of being. And Emunah is measured by how much we are prepared for God, how much for God we're prepared to give up our self-centeredness. How much we are not just prepared, but again, like the above passage, that the more we are in a state of unity consciousness, the less we see ourselves as separate from another. And the more we see that everyone is interconnected, and another person's healing is my own healing, another person's awakening is my own awakening. And so the center is not myself anymore. It's the collective. I know that I am a part of a collective, like the whole-on theory. We're just individual parts that make up greater wholes, parts of other wholes. And human beings are individual human beings, which are parts of a collective consciousness. So each of us is a part of a collective consciousness. When we put ourselves at the center, we think the whole-on stops with us. But the whole-on extends to humanity, to collective, to Gaia, to the whole earth, to the whole universe. So our Emunah is measured by how much we have let go of ourself at the center and how much we feel connected with each other, with God, with the universe, with the earth, with humanity. And in that way, we're then prepared and willing to give up our self-centeredness. It's not even a question anymore. Once we're in this state of consciousness, it's a given because we're no longer in separate self-consciousness. Every day we need to look inside ourselves to see if we believe in God and how much we believe. Every day we need to look inside ourselves and to see if we believe in God and how much we believe. So we need to look inside ourselves each day and check. Do I believe in God? Do I believe in the creator of the universe, the master of the universe, the guiding energy and principle of creation, the one who is this energy longing to bring us home, bring us into connection rather than disconnection, the energy that is creating synchronicities that help us to find our way to God and to unity consciousness. How much do I believe in that God? Do I believe in the greatness of God, the exaltedness of God? Do I believe that there's this force that is loving us unconditionally, eternally, no matter who you are or what you've done or what you're doing? Do I believe in God? And if I do, how much? How much do I believe? How much am I in separate self-consciousness versus unity consciousness? How much am I seeing the world through God's eyes, seeing the world and my day as an act of divine service and seeing everything and every moment as sacred? How much of the time is that my reality, and how much am I in separate self-consciousness and devoid of seeing sacredness, living in the mundane or living a self-centered existence, self-serving pleasure, and disconnection from true purpose? And the Rav says, every day we need to look inside to see if we believe in God and how much we believe. The Baal HaSulam, which is another name for Rav Yehuda Ashlag, writes that the Mashiach will come and gather the dispersed of Israel and teach Torah in Yerushalayim, but not the aspect of Torah that is generally known today. The Mashiach will teach the Torah of attaining the state of pure giving and union with God. Again, the Baal HaSulam writes that the Mashiach will come and gather the dispersed of Israel and teach Torah in Yerushalayim, but not the aspect of Torah that is generally known today. The Mashiach will teach the Torah of attaining the state of pure giving and union with God. Right, so the Mashiach, which is the Messiah, the one who comes to usher in the world to come, at the end of the time of exile. This is what we're living in, the Galut paradigm, the exile paradigm, and the world to come is the next phase of creation. And the Mashiach will come to usher that in. And when the Mashiach comes, the Mashiach will gather the dispersed of Israel and teach Torah in Yerushalayim, which is Jerusalem, but not the aspect of Torah that we know today, which is the Torah of the Halakha, of the laws, the Torah of the Gemara, of the Talmud, of the Mishnah, all the everyday Torah that we know of, the commentaries and even the Chassidut. The Mashiach will come instead and teach the Torah of attaining a state of pure giving and union with God, right? Which is what the Kabbalah is, which is what all of these teachings are referring to. The Torah of attaining a state of pure giving and union with God, right? Those are two that go hand in hand. Because once you're in a state of union with God, you're no longer lacking. Thus, you don't need anything for yourself. You're not seeking to desire because you're full. Because you now are full with the awareness of being an extension of the divine, and that oneness fills you up, and there's nothing lacking in your consciousness and your being. And thus, when you're full, the byproduct of that is wanting to give to others, to help others, again, to attain a state of healing and awakening, because they are extensions of you. We're all connected. So the Messiah will come to teach that Torah. The Torah that Mashiach will teach will be about overcoming our desire to receive. This Torah will bring about an enormous revolution that will bring to an end social classes, political parties, condescension, and ethnic superiority. Beautiful. The Torah that Mashiach will bring, what we're talking about above, will teach about overcoming our desire to receive, right? Because again, once we're in unity consciousness, there is no desire to receive because we're full, as we are feeling the fullness of being in union with the divine, with God. So the Mashiach will teach about overcoming our desire to receive through uniting with God and becoming a giver. This Torah, this shifting consciousness, will bring about an enormous revolution in consciousness that will bring an end to social classes, political parties, condescension, and ethnic superiority, all of which are expressions of division and separation. You believe this, I believe that, you're this religion, I'm that religion, you're this political party, I'm that political party, you're this ethnicity, I'm that ethnicity, you're this social class, I'm that social class. All of these distinctions will dissolve as we will all feel the pure connection of being divine creatures, divine beings, extensions of the one God. And as that, we're all connected, and all the petty ways that we differentiate between each other now will all melt away, will all evaporate as we're just in this state of deep, deep divine connection and love with each other. God willing, b'mehera b'yameinu, speedily in our days. Emunah is the solution to everything that is broken in our lives. It is the key to moving from selfishness to loving others and the key to connection with God. It's the final passage for tonight. Emunah is the solution to everything that is broken in our lives. It is the key to moving from selfishness to loving others and the key to connection with God. Emunah, our embodied faith, our faith in God, our belief in God and God's plan, God's will for humanity and for creation. This is the solution to everything that is broken in our lives, because everything that is broken is an expression of our confusion, of our living in darkness, and our living in disconnection from the true God and God's will and plan for humanity, for existence. All things that are broken in our lives come from a lack of faith, a lack of connection to true purpose, to sacred meaning in our lives. And Emunah is the key to moving from selfishness, right, self-centered existing, to loving others through being connected, through unity consciousness, through dissolving the illusion of separateness, and the key, again, to connection with God, to connection with the divinity, with the inherent oneness that is running throughout all of creation and all of existence, that is waiting for us to open our hearts and our souls to it, to live as it, to speak as it, to love as it, with God's help. And through helping each other, may we attain and actualize these high states of being and consciousness. Shabbat Shalom. See you tomorrow night.